Here we are, another week, covering every NFL team. This week we're previewing week 1 and the games. I'm Anthony Bertran, along with
Ryan Sundeen.
And we're going to start off just with the first game of the week.
We're just going to go Thursday through Sunday and then Monday night games.
All right. Falcons at Eagles. What do you got here?
So the line is at 5.5, minus 5.5 for the Eagles. I think that's a good line to bet on for the Falcons because that's a big number, especially if Nick Foles is playing. And, I mean, the preseason doesn't matter much, but he wasn't looking good in the preseason.
Yeah, Nick Foles was not looking too good. I mean, and you're the Falcons, too. You have so many weapons on that offense. I mean, they just drafted a new receiver, Calvin Ridley. Then they got Julio Jones, Mohamed Sanu. And then you got those the two-headed dragon with the what's his name, Tevin Coleman and Devontae Freeman.
Yeah.
I mean, Eagles defense. I forgot to mention.
That's what the thing is. The Eagles defense looks strong.
Eagles defense is strong, so they could give Atlanta some problems. Plus, I forgot to mention his name last week, but I mean, you got Fletcher Cox in at the D line. That dude's a monster. I could see him getting 2 sacks and maybe 3 or 4 QB pressures.
And we'll see how Bennett does coming into the team.
Exactly, yeah. New face on the defense. I'm sure he could provide some help, too, and some pressure off of Fletcher Cox.
We'll see if the Falcons, I think they're going to just have some quick plays, sideways, not many down-the-field balls because of those people pressuring Matt Ryan.
Yeah.
But in the end, I think the Eagles are going to win, but I think they're only going to win by maybe a field goal.
The Eagles, you think will win?
Yeah, I think the Eagles will win.
Okay.
But I think they're only going to win by a field goal, not 5.5.
I actually think the Falcons will take this one by a touchdown or 2.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, Nick Foles, people are still questioning. He got hurt in the preseason game against
he did.
The Patriots with his shoulder.
Yeah.
People are going to be questioning if that's going to be fully healthy. I mean, I think the Eagles are putting in Nick Foles because they probably trust him a lot more than they trust their third-string quarterback, Nate Sudfeld.
And they don't want to rush in Carson Wentz because he's their future.
Yeah, I think the Falcons will come out of this on top, though. They'll beat them by...
It'll be a good game to start off that NFL season.
Yeah, it'll be a good game to begin with, and then, but I think the Falcons will pull away at the end. So I got them up by a touchdown or 2.
So, yeah, I got them I got the Eagles by 3, but it's going to be a good game. It really matters if the offenses start clicking early and if they could get points up, because I think if the Falcons get up points early, they'll be able to take the game. But if they struggle and the Eagles' defense is playing well, I think the Eagles will be able to keep it short and just win.
Yeah. So on the next game, now we're going to hop into the Sunday morning games. First one we got here is the Bengals at the Colts. And, these two teams, I think, are going to be one of the 2 worst teams in the league this year.
Yeah.
I was saying it last week, too. Andy Dalton, what kind of Andy Dalton is going to show up this year? Even when he has shown up, it's never been anything too spectacular.
Yeah.
Andrew Luck is already having questions surrounding him. He didn't have too great of a preseason.
Well, Andrew Luck's good, but, the team as a whole is not that good.
Yeah, he just doesn't have any help out there at all.
Exactly. They're still rebuilding, but, Andrew Luck's getting older, so they have to kind of hurry this process up if they want to at least make another run.
He's still in his 20s. He's got some time left, but he needs to show a little bit more than he's shown. His rookie year was great. Took him to the playoffs and everything. After that, though, it's been a rough patch for him. But he does have less weapons. And he has no O-line besides that the guard out of Notre Dame they drafted.
It's a close game. They got Colts minus 1.5. I don't know if I'd take that. I think the Colts are gonna win. And 1.5's almost like a pick 'em.
I'll take the Colts also because I think there's no discipline with the Bengals. Marvin Lewis has no control of his team.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be like that a whole nother season. Yeah, I'll take the Colts. They're at home too. They'll be a little jacked up off their fans' energy.
And I think they'll be hyped that Andrew Luck's coming back. I think he'll have somewhat a big game.
Exactly. Yeah.
So they'll ride that wave.
So yeah, we're both gonna go Colts on this game. Moving on to the next one, we're gonna jump over to the Bills at the Ravens. We just heard a few days ago that the Bills are gonna be starting Nate Peterman over their first-round draft pick, Josh Allen. And Ravens obviously have Joe Flacco starting. This one, give me your take on this one. Who's the Who's over on this one?
Buffalo, Baltimore. I'm going to have to go with Baltimore just purely off experience.
Yeah.
And I don't think Buffalo is going to be able to come in there and really do much. I just don't trust the Bills, and Nate Peterman's not really a guy I would trust to go into, to beat the Baltimore Ravens. And I think Joe Flacco, he always plays good enough to win, and they're going to be good enough to beat the Bills.
Yeah, Ravens will take this one. I mean, you got an experienced quarterback versus a quarterback who's got a year under him. He knows the offense now, but I mean, it's Nate Peterman. We'll see if he shows some difference from last year, but yeah, I mean, Joe Flacco will go out there and do his thing, and he's got his home crowd behind him, and I mean,
Baltimore's ranked at -3 too, so they have him up as a field goal. I don't know if they're gonna. I know they'll probably win, but yeah, they'll probably win by a field goal. I think that's just about right.
Yeah, field goal.
Like
I would say that around there. Yeah, but I'll go Baltimore on this one. I mean, yeah.
They're just a more experienced team overall, so I think that's going to help them out, and especially in week 1, experience matters a little bit more than week 6.
Yeah, and Joe Flacco will be able to get the ball around to his players a lot better than Peterman.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
And then Ravens do have a pretty good defense too with C.J. Mosley, who actually has been in talks of possibly being the defensive player of the year.
They always had a good defense.
Yeah, that's kind of what Baltimore's been known for. So I think in this one we both can agree Bills will drop an L, or they're going to take an L actually.
Yeah.
To the Ravens. So moving on, we got Tampa Bay at New Orleans. This one, I mean, it's kind of an easy choice. I mean, Buccaneers don't even have Jameis Winston as their quarterback this week. They're going to have Ryan Fitzpatrick, who will compete, who will rally, try to rally his team at least. But I mean, Ryan Fitzpatrick or Drew Brees? I'm going to take Drew Brees. Drew Brees has Michael Thomas, too, at receiver. He's got Ted Ginn. He's got Alvin Kamara.
Yeah.
But he doesn't have Mark Ingram, but it won't make a difference. I mean, Kamara's fine.
Well, it's the biggest line of the weekend. It's -7 to the Saints. Jeez. So that's huge. I mean, and Las Vegas kind of knows what they're doing with these bets. They've been doing it for years, and that's how they build these humongous casinos.
Yeah.
They know what they're doing. But, yeah, Tampa Bay, they're undisciplined as it is. Ryan Fitzpatrick's a good quarterback, but starting off week 1, I'd rather have him I just don't think he's going to be able to do it.
In the Superdome, too.
Yeah.
A crowd that's going to be jacked up, because this team also,
they
Saints
do have
Super Bowl aspirations, too.
They could be a dark horse.
They could. They could easily make a push for the Super Bowl. So the fans are going to be hyped up. They're pretty hyped up on
They have
last
a
year.
really good home field advantage.
Yeah.
Like one of the better ones in all the NFL,
that
in my opinion.
keeps in so much noise, too. And
yeah.
It's just an intimidating crowd, too. An intimidating atmosphere for a team to go in
Like,
there.
you go in there, you see those pictures, what they go to the crowd. These people are crazy wearing those Saints things.
Oh, exactly.
They look like the Raiders of the South. You know what I'm saying?
They do.
So we both are going to say New Orleans is going to win this game. -7's a lot of points, but I think they're going to be able to do it. I think they're just going to kind of blow them out.
Honestly,
I think they might win by 14.
I even go 21.
Yeah, I do not think the Buccaneers have a chance.
It will not be a fun game for Tampa Bay.
So let's just keep moving on.
All right, this is actually probably the best morning game in my opinion. We got the Texans at the Patriots. Last year, these two teams played, and it was a shootout. And no one really knew who Deshaun Watson was either. Like, he kind of just came in and just started lighting up. I think he had a week before that to kind of just get all the kinks out. Maybe 2 weeks. I think it was week 3. I think last year they played.
And he's been looking really good in the preseason as well.
Yeah, and he'd been looking great. I mean, everyone knows what Deshaun Watson can bring. It's just gonna be will it be enough to beat the Patriots? I mean, and Belichick
saying all those good things, the Patriots are still gonna win.
The Patriots are still the Patriots, and
they have Gronkowski, they have Tom Brady.
Yeah.
That's all they really need, in my opinion.
They got Edelman back, but I mean, it might not even matter. It's not going to matter.
I think Tom Brady is going to be able to cut them up. I don't know how their defense is going to be, in my opinion.
The Patriots defense?
The Houston defense.
The Houston defense?
Like, there might be good, but how good?
I think they'll be able to get them off the field a few times easily. I mean, it's not going to be just everyone scoring touchdowns back and forth. I think both teams' defenses will be able to hold up, but I think the Texans will lose this game. But I think it'll be by 3.
Well, it's going to be a closer game. The line's at 6.5, -6.5 to New England, which is big. But I also think if Bill Belichick really has this much time to prepare, I think he's going to have a solid game plan for him.
Yeah.
solid game plan. It's not like every week he's going in. He's probably had 2 weeks to prepare just for this game since, the last preseason game's kind of a wash. No one really plays.
The thing about this matchup, too, is Bill O'Brien used to be a coach under Belichick. And so I think the reason why they had some success, too, last year is that he has some stuff. He kind of knows what Belichick might do.
He knows his tendencies.
I'm sure Belichick might try to, fool him too, making him think he might want to do something in the play call, but it might be different.
It'll be cool, to see the coaching of both coaches and see what they're doing off of each other throughout the game, and then we'll see what happens when they go into halftime and what it is.
Yeah.
But I do think the Patriots are going to win. I think it's going to be a closer game than 6.5. I think it's more going to be like a field goal or a couple points to win it.
It'll be within 3 points. So,
but who you have winning?
Patriots.
Yeah, the Patriots.
I'll take
as well?
the Patriots on this one.
You got to.
Yeah, it's just a safe choice. But even though the Texans, they will make it a great game.
Yeah, the Texans I think are going to have a good year. But once again, starting with week 1, you're still kind of getting everything back to normal, especially with Deshaun coming back. We'll see how they do.
Yeah, exactly. You want to take this next one?
Where do you want to go?
Let's go Niners at Vikings.
Okay, yeah, Niners at Vikings. The Vikings are -5. I'm pretty sure they're playing at home.
They are.
And the Niners are going to be a good team, but once again, they're rebuilding. I don't think this is their year for them. I think next year will be a better year for them.
Yeah, next year. I mean, they're getting pieces together, and but they don't have everything yet. I think they're one receiver away and maybe a strong running back from being a super contender here. But the Vikings,
and Jerick McKinnon just got hurt.
Yeah, he
just tore his ACL, so that hurts them a little bit. And he was coming back kind of with a vengeance because he used to be on the Vikings. So
yeah, it would have been a great game for him.
They love to play, those old teams that got rid of him.
He was probably so hyped for that game too. Yeah. That really sucks about that.
Yeah.
But the Vikings, man, I mean, they just got a new quarterback that they're hyped on. I mean, they were
new OC too.
They were new OC. They were right there. Yeah. They could have made the Super Bowl last year. I mean, and they got a better quarterback than they did last year.
I agree with that.
I mean, all the pieces there. We were talking about them last week. How you could probably say most of their players, like starters, could all make an All-Pro.
At least on defense, and I trust the defense in Week 1 more than I trust a good offense, and I think that's what the Niners will be. They'll be a better offensive team when long comes down to it, but the Vikings are going to rely on their defense, and hopefully Kirk will get them at least 20 points a game.
Yeah, I think the Vikings will take this one easily. I mean, Jimmy G will. I mean, he'll throw up a couple touchdowns, maybe move the ball down the field.
This is Jimmy G's season. This is his one that he proves if he's as good as people think he is, or if he's just kind of an average guy.
Yeah, we'll find out in a few days.
But I'm obviously going to go with the Vikings. -5. I think they actually might win by 6, so I might take that line.
I'll say 10. I think they'll pull away.
Yeah.
Easily. I mean, probably in the second half.
And it's also nice to play at home, and they have that new stadium. I know it's like 3 years old now, but it's still a beautiful stadium.
Talk about another intimidating stadium. That place is electrifying.
Yeah. I mean, they don't really have much more in Minnesota to do.
Yeah. They might as well just go to the game. That stadium is sick.
They're not supporting the Twins or the Timberwolves right now.
That is what. That's one of the stadiums that I still want to go. It's probably like top 3.
It's gorgeous.
That place.
It looks gorgeous from what I've seen.
Yeah. So we're both gonna go Vikings winning this game. Let's move over to Tennessee at Miami.
That's a weird game to call.
It is a weird game to call. I mean, you got Ryan Tannehill coming back after entire missed 2017 campaign. So.
And you got Marcus Mariota still playing, but how good is he?
Yeah, I think Marcus Mariota has a little bit more weapons around him to help his offense move down the field.
I agree.
I mean, he's got Derrick Henry, who's an amazing power back. I mean, he's not amazing, actually. This is probably his make-or-break season, but he's got the build to be just a monster.
Yeah, he does.
I mean, and then they just got Deion Lewis for a nice third down option.
Yeah, I mean, the Titans are looking good. I think they're going to be more of a ground and pound team, and then hopefully, Marcus could get him a couple big plays here and there. Maybe not huge plays, but maybe like a 20-yard throw every once in a while.
Yeah.
And I think they're going to rely on defense, whereas Miami, I'm not so sure about their defense, and I'm not so sure about Ryan Tannehill. So I really don't know who they're going to be this year.
Yeah, well, this is kind of a weird game for Miami. I mean, this could either Ryan Tannehill could either come back in his playoff form where he took the year before he took the Dolphins to the playoffs, or he can come out just in a total slump. And he lost a couple weapons, too. He lost Julius Thomas, as I mentioned last week, and same with Jarvis Landry.
Yeah, Juice was a big loss for him, in my opinion. And they lost Jay Ajayi last year during the middle of the season to the Eagles.
Yeah,
they didn't lose him, but he was a big player for him.
So they're relying on Kenyon Drake, who no one really knows anything about. Yeah. And then they got ASU. They got ASU running back Kalen Ballage in the draft last year.
Yeah, so I mean, hopefully he does good just for the alum, but I don't think he will. He didn't play that well last year, so.
Yeah, we'll see. It's but yeah, I got Titans winning this one. I would say I'll say 7. I'll say a touchdown.
Really?
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be a closer game, and I think it's gonna be a messy game. So I think it's more gonna be a field goal.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see this game being too clean.
It's just gonna be
mistakes made by both sides.
It's just it's gonna be it's just gonna be messy. We'll see what happens. A lot of mistakes being made, and just like newer teams trying to form themselves early in the year.
Yeah. All right. So who do you got? You got Tennessee?
I got Tennessee as well.
All right, I'm taking Tennessee. So let's move to the New York game. The Giants taking on the Jaguars.
I think this is going to be a hard game to call.
Because
I don't know how Giants are going to look with Saquon.
We'll see.
And Odell now. Like, they're going to be a good team, but Jacksonville, once again, is probably one of the best, if not the best defense in the league.
This is just a backbreaker for Saquon right here in the Giants. I mean, you just had a rough season. You're opening up with the Jaguars.
Real rough season.
Yeah, I mean,
their O-line was terrible last year,
too. Their O-line's
too.
terrible, and it's not like it got much better. Yes, they added a couple pieces. They got Nate Soldier, so
I thought that was a good
that's good to protect your blind side, which is very important for Eli Manning because he's not known to move around a lot.
He's not mobile at all.
Yeah, and so they got some pieces on the O-line, but I mean that defensive line. I mean,
you mean for the Jags?
Jaguars?
Oh yeah.
I mean, I'll take those edge rushers that they have. They got Calais Campbell going up the middle.
Yeah.
And then they got Unique Ngakoue, and then Dante Fowler.
Yeah.
They got those guys rushing.
And they got Jalen Ramsey on the outside.
Jalen Ramsey made AJ.
So he's going to shut down. Well, I don't know if he's going to shut down OBJ, but OBJ is going to have his hands full.
You know, just those type of corners that just start talking and they make their presence known. To those receivers, I mean, I don't remember a couple years ago when Odell was going up against Josh Norman.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking.
Josh Norman completely took OBJ out of the game, and OBJ got so mad. And
he gets frustrated easily.
He was frustrated, and he just lost his whole cool, and it started being embarrassing for him just how he was acting out there because he wasn't catching balls because literally Norman was just in his head, and I feel like that's what
was that the game where he hit the kicking net too?
I'm not sure.
It might have been where that whole net controversy came, and then this guy's proposing to the kicking net. Like, I'm just saying, like, you could get OBJ out of his comfort zone, and I think
Jalen
Ramsey is, if not the best one to do it.
I think once OBJ gets out of his little funk.
Yeah,
he'll just be nothing. I think because I don't know, he just acts like a little kid sometimes.
He does. I mean, he is a little kid still, technically.
When he gets flustered and frustrated, he doesn't even think about the team anymore. He just thinks about getting back at whoever's punking him.
I agree with that. But I think we both agree, like, you don't really know what their offense is going to look like, the Giants, that is. Whereas the Jacksonville Jaguars are kind of established. They're going to play great defense, hopefully run in a couple of touchdowns, and just maybe give Blake a couple shots. Be like, just don't turn it over, man.
You know, I don't think, like, the offense is just quite. I mean, the Giants' offense could be good this year.
Yeah.
But they're just playing a great defense to where they're not going to. This is going to be a high-scoring game because the Jaguars' offense isn't that great.
Yeah.
You don't know how good Blake Bortles will be this year, and also they lost their receiver Marquise Lee for the season off of torn ACL.
Yeah, that hurts so bad.
And so I don't know
because I thought that was easily the best receiver.
Yeah, and even then, he's not like anything too special.
That's what I'm saying. He's not great. He'd be maybe a 2 or 3 in most games.
I think Leonard Fournette will pound the rock,
yeah,
though.
That's what I think it's going to come down to.
I think he's going to be getting the points for them.
I think it's going to be a huge season for him as well.
This game, I'm going to say the Jaguars by 6.
6?
It's not going to be, it'll be 17 to, 13 game. Okay, that doesn't make much sense, but let's say a 16 to 10 game.
Yeah, no, it does.
Yeah, but like.
I can see it. I mean, they have the line at -3 for Jacksonville. I kind of think that's appropriate just because, like, what we were saying, it's going to be a low-scoring game, so a field goal winning it sounds appropriate. But It's just Jacksonville's defense is too good, and New York Giants' offense is something we don't know. I think Pat Shurmur's going to make them better, but you still don't know in the week one. That's the hardest thing about predicting these games right now.
Yeah.
Is we don't know how they're going to look.
Exactly.
Like the preseason is not a good indicator.
Yeah. So I'm gonna
go with Jacksonville just because it's once again with like I said with the Vikings. I'm gonna trust a strong defense in week one as opposed to a strong offense.
I'll take Jacksonville in this. Yeah, it's shown that the better defense will beat the better offense, and if you could shut down the receivers, then it's game over for the offense. So let's move on to this next game. We got. They've been the talk of the offseason. They were on Hard Knocks. We're going to do Steelers at the Browns.
Oh, Hard Knocks comes out tonight, last episode.
Season finale.
Cajuice got dragged. We'll go into that later.
Yeah, we'll go into that later. But, yeah, so Steelers at Browns. I mean, this is an easy choice.
Was the AFC North matchup right there?
AFC North matchup. I mean, we got Tyrod Taylor starting.
We got the bottom dwellers of last year and the top team of last year.
Yeah, I mean... Is this really that much of a debate? I mean, yes, you're going to see I think we'll see some flashy things out of the Browns. A lot better than what we saw last year.
Uh-huh.
But I think the Steelers, their offense is just... I mean, do they have Bell back? Is Le'Veon Bell back?
I think they franchise tagged him again.
They tagged him, but I heard he hasn't been at practice.
Yeah, but he still has.
He's still going to...
I know he's... It's hard to know what he's thinking. I know that people are telling him this and that, like, oh, you should... not play, but he's like gonna miss out on a couple $1 million if he's not playing a game because he doesn't get his game.
Even without him, though, their Steelers are gonna roll.
Oh yeah, man.
I mean, they're gonna
Juju Smith-Schuster and Antonio Brown. That's really hard to play defense against.
Yeah,
they both can stretch the field and they both can make slots.
And their O-line is nice. I mean, they can give Big Ben the protection. Their defense is nice. Yeah, I think the Browns will actually make a game out of it for the first, say, 3 quarters.
I agree.
And then at the end, I think Tyrod Taylor will make a mistake, or they just get stalled on one drive.
I don't think they're going to make a mistake. I don't think he's going to make, like, a big mistake. I just don't think he's going to play well enough to move the ball that much.
Yeah.
And, I mean, if you look at the line from Vegas, once again, Vegas usually knows, it's -6.5 to the Pittsburgh. So I don't think it's going to be that close.
Yeah, I'll give the Steelers this win. But if the Browns beat him, it wouldn't be shocking to me.
Oh, it'd be so shocking to me.
No, because I just
think... It's the Browns. That means they would tie their record for the last 2 years.
Dude,
one win.
That's true. I mean, but they got some weapons now. I mean, I'm just watching their tight end. I mean, David Njoku, that dude is a baller.
I think you're just in the Hard Knock fantasy, man. Like, yes, we get to see him, and I love Hard Knocks, and we'll talk about it all the time.
All right, you know what? I was changing my pick. I'm taking the Browns week 1 against the Steelers.
Bold prediction.
There's your bold prediction.
That's a hot take. That's not really a good take.
All right, I'm rolling it. Let's go Browns. Let's beat the Steelers.
Steelers are easily gonna win this, dude. You got Big Ben, you got Antonio Brown, you got Juju Smith. Like, they're gonna be fine. Their defense is always okay. I don't really trust them to make a huge run just because I don't like Mike Tomlin that much. But game 1 against the Browns, they're easily gonna win. I don't care if they're away.
Yeah, I don't know. I just, when I've seen the Steelers play the Browns too, it's always been a close game, and maybe, it's been a close game until the 4th quarter, and then they pull away. Let me see the Browns do something different for once, and just come out and just beat them out of nowhere. That would be there's your bold prediction for the week, right?
One question I do have for you about the game is Josh Brown playing. Josh Gordon. They
said he's not starting. He's gonna come off the bench.
But he's gonna come.
He's gonna come off the bench.
We'll see how he plays because that's actually an interesting storyline.
That's what I'm saying. If you have him and you got Landry and you got David Njoku and then they got this new guy Antonio Callaway, the rookie.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're all showing signs of light, and that's just a lot of weapons. And if Tyrod can get the ball to those guys, then you could see a pretty progressive offense moving down the field.
Are we calling him Tyrod or Tyrod?
Tyrod. Let's go. I apologize for that. That was...
Since Tyrod's really listening.
Yeah, since Tyrod's listening now. But let's get his name right just so we don't mess it up again.
So that was...
the same thing.
So you're really going to say Cleveland, or you're just saying that to say it?
Dude, I'm going to say Cleveland.
Okay.
Let's I'm rolling the dice right now.
I would put money on Cleveland losing by a lot. But
Alright, well,
so
let's
Pittsburgh's
see.
going to win. That's the last game for the 10 o'clock window on the West Coast, 1 o'clock on the East Coast. But we're going to jump up to the afternoon games.
All right, let's go.
Let's start with your team.
All right, the Chiefs are going to LA to take on the Chargers. This one, you got a new quarterback in Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
No one really knows what you're going to see out of him. He's got that
But you've
rocket.
heard good things.
You've heard good things, but preseason's a lot different from the regular season.
Agreed.
You got you got all the starting players in. You got the Chargers defense is stacked.
Yeah.
And so with this one, I see the Chargers taking this one, but I would only say by a touchdown. Like I wouldn't
Only by a touchdown. That's a lot.
I mean, those games when I've watching the Chiefs and the Chargers play the past, I don't know, however many years, it's always been the games have always been by a touchdown or 10 points or 3 points. It's never gone over 10 points. So
I'm gonna go with the Chiefs actually here because I like Andy Reid, and I really like to have the coach like kind of decide week one because they can scheme like we were saying with Bill Belichick.
Mm-hmm.
We have been hearing good things about Patrick Mahomes, but once again, it's a lot harder to tell. He didn't really play at all last year, maybe one game, and then the preseason you can't really. It's not a good indicator.
Yeah.
But I like Tyreek Hill and Kareem Hunt. So and Andy Reid's are gonna. He knows how to use them.
He knows how to use them. He knows how to find those holes in the defense. I agree.
He schemes so well on offense.
I think his scheming and his wittiness will be there.
Yeah.
I think it'll just be more if Patrick Mahomes won't get flustered with the pocket collapsing and getting those throws off on time.
Yeah, that's a good point. Let's see how poised he is in the pocket.
Yeah. So, and I think when you have Rivers, I think he's going to have less pressure on him.
Yeah.
I mean, he does. The Chiefs' D-line isn't as great or their front seven isn't as strong, I think, as the Chargers.
No.
Or at least the D-line.
No, I agree with that.
So, you'll have Justin Houston coming off the edge. But other than that, they really don't have too many other players like that can cause that kind of disturbance.
Yeah.
So I think in the end, I'll take the Chargers this week one.
They actually have the Chargers winning in Vegas.
They do?
They have them at -3.
Okay.
But we were saying last week, or I said last week, I think the Chargers might be a dark horse in the AFC. So it's going to be a good game regardless. Like, it's kind of a toss-up in my opinion.
Yeah.
But just because of Pat Mahomes, and I actually, obviously, you're going to trust Rivers more than Mahomes going into this game.
Yeah, I think he'll just be able to land the throws a little bit better than Mahomes will. But we'll see. This will be definitely a great game to watch.
Yeah, it'll be a good game to watch in that afternoon window.
Section. Yeah, so let's jump over to Dallas taking on Carolina. They're at Carolina. Let me. Why don't you go off?
That's a hard game to predict for me. Carolina's always up and down. They had that one Super Bowl run, and then the next 2 years they've been playing pretty poopy.
Yeah.
And so I don't know how they're gonna do. Cowboys, I think, are a little bit more, let's say, balanced.
Yeah, they do have some receivers. They don't have Dez, but then again, I don't think Dez was doing that much last year.
Yeah.
And ever since Dak came into the league, he never really threw to Dez too much. I think
they never
his
really.
guy has always been Terrence Williams.
Or what's the little white boy's name?
Oh, Beasley.
Beasley. Yeah, Beasley. He's kind of been his thing, but he lost his security blanket in Jason Witten.
Yeah.
And that was, like, let's be honest. Jason Witten might not have been fast. He might not have been...
He knew how to get open, though.
But he always knew how to have, like, a DB on his back to
Just
where he was open.
Out,
like a basketball rebound. He always knew how to position his body perfectly, and Dak would just put it in there. And his hands were glue.
Yeah, he's
a Hall of Fame tight end. First ballot.
So, yeah, he will miss having
that's what
Witten
I think,
to go to.
I think he's going to... Like, that's the thing I don't know about Dallas, is their receivers are not good. Ezekiel's good. Their offensive line's good. But the receivers are not. So if no one's getting open on those third and longs, you can't just keep giving the ball to Zeke every time.
Yeah. But the thing is, Cam Newton, last year, week one, I watched him because I've started him on fantasy, I'm pretty sure. And I watched his game against the Niners, and he looked awful.
Yeah.
I feel like he's done this before, too. Week one, he comes out just not really hitting all of his throws.
Yeah.
I think he's more of just a one-read guy, and then if it's not there, he just kind of
maybe a second read,
looks to run.
Date it. Yeah.
So, and even though he's got the home crowd behind him, I'm going to take the Cowboys on this one. Not by a lot. I'd say they win. They pull out of there by 3. But they still got that great O-line. Even though they're missing Travis Frederick, I think Dallas can still be effectively moving the ball down the field, just handing the ball off to Zeke maybe 2 times, and then throwing it for a first down, something like that, or vice versa.
What I think Carolina's going to win, and Vegas agrees with me. It's -2.5, which is a small line. They're kind of just putting it out there. But I think Christian McCaffrey might be their X factor on Carolina. He didn't have the greatest year last year, but he showed flashes.
That is true.
He showed flashes.
They will be using him a lot more.
And I think I think they're going to be able to integrate him better, and I think they're going to do a little bit more of those RPOs. And the pass option will also it'll be RPRO, run, pass, cam run, and that's it. It'll be one of those. So that's the thing, and I personally think they should have Cam run more. I know they don't want him to get hurt, but he's a big boy, man, and he's not the most accurate thrower, so he's not going to be a pocket quarterback ever.
Yeah, but is it worth having him going out there and running and getting a concussion?
Yeah, it's totally worth it.
It's totally worth it?
It's totally worth it.
Because if they lose him, their season's over.
Do you remember the preseason when he tried to dive?
Yeah.
And he got right back up. He's fine. He's an ox, bro. You can't hurt him.
All right.
Superman.
He is huge.
He's not Superman.
He is huge. But, yeah,
he's very inaccurate at the football, though, for NFL level.
I can't say this will be a clean game. I think there's going to be mistakes on both sides. But
it's going to be a grounded pound, rough game.
It'll be a close game.
Very physical game as well.
You got the Panthers. I'm taking the Cowboys. So we'll see how that one plays out on Sunday. We're going to move over to the Redskins taking on the Cardinals at Arizona. So on this one, I'm kind of thinking the Redskins are going to be pretty good this year.
I agree.
Just because I think Alex Smith is just a winner. I think he knows how to control his offense. And
one of the best game managers.
One of the best game managers in the NFL right now.
Yeah.
I think he'll be easily able to chew up clock and just drive his team down the field and score. And plus, he's got Adrian Peterson now to pound the rock up the middle. With an O-line who can block for him.
Yeah. And, obviously Peterson's not in his prime, but that doesn't mean I'm going to doubt him.
Yeah.
I still think, that guy came back from a torn ACL and just wrecked the league the next year. So you cannot doubt that guy.
His first game with the Cardinals last year, I think he had a monster game.
He did, but his next game he only had 30 yards. So.
Yeah, I know. But maybe that's just something we're going to see out of AP. He's projected, fantasy football doesn't give, too much grade. I've never seen them give a running back 20 points, projected 20 points. They have him getting 12, and when they have Adrian Peterson getting 12, then I could see him getting another maybe 10 on top of that, just going off.
Yeah.
Maybe Alex Smith driving them down the field with his arm, and then having AP all day just punch it in.
Well, I think
all day Adrian.
Oh gosh. Well, they have it actually at a pick'em. Vegas does. Washington, I think, is just better once again with. They kind of have more experience as a team. Obviously, Bradford's experienced, but it's a new team he's coming into, so he's not experienced with the core players.
Well, you could say the same with Alex Smith.
Yeah, I guess, but I don't know, man. I trust Alex Smith more than I trust Sam Bradford just because that guy always gets hurt. At least Alex Smith played all year last year.
I think it'll be a good game, but I think the Redskins will take this one.
And I don't know about Arizona yet. They're still a team I kind of have to watch a little bit more regular season games to actually get a full opinion on them.
Yeah, I didn't really see, too much out of them in the preseason either. They had that great game against the Cowboys, but that was their defense. Their defense will be a problem for the Redskins.
It usually is.
But, it'll be just more on what Sam Bradford can do with this offense.
That's what I'm kind of saying, too. What is Sam Bradford going to do? How long are they going to wait to put Josh Rosen in season-wise? How long is Sam Bradford going to stay healthy?
I think
all those things are going to go into
Rosen will go in when Bradford gets hurt. I don't think Bradford is going to show signs.
So you're saying second drive?
Second drive. Very well possible. Very well possible.
God,
he takes his first step out there and just breaks his leg.
I think they're just going to blitz him because he's not mobile at all anymore.
No.
So we'll see.
He can't run.
So we both have Washington?
Yeah, I got Washington in this one.
I agree.
So we'll move on to the last of our Sunday afternoon games. We're going to go to Seattle at Denver.
Seattle at Denver. It's always hard to play in the Mile High City, but Seattle's been doing it for a long time. We said it last week. Pete Carroll was saying it's like a new rookie class coming in or freshman class when he compared it to USC when you lose your seniors and you have freshmen coming in and you have to reteach them. So he's reinvigorated. Russell Wilson's always a monster. I think he's a great player. But besides that, I don't know what they have, but the thing about it is I don't believe in Denver at all yet.
Really?
No, not with Case Keenum.
I didn't believe in Denver when they had Trevor Siemian, but I remember a couple years ago, on the year after they won the Super Bowl, it was Cam Newton on Thursday night against Trevor Siemian, and Denver pulled away with that, just because that stadium is probably the biggest home field advantage stadium out of anyone. I mean, their fans are rocking. Plus, you got the altitude.
The altitude's a big thing for people, man.
Yeah, that's such a problem out there. I'm going to take Denver on this one.
I remember Ryan Clark, the old safety for the Steelers, couldn't even play there.
Yeah.
He never was allowed to play there because of his heart or something.
Yeah,
like, he just couldn't do it. So, like, people really don't understand how much that elevation can change a game.
Yeah, I think I'll give Case the benefit of the doubt. I think he'll come out there and be able to move the ball down
and
the
I think
field.
their D-line's going to be fantastic this year, man.
Oh, yeah.
They got Von Miller. Who'd they pick up in the draft? Chubb?
Yeah, Bradley Chubb.
Bradley Chubb, who the Browns should have picked up, in my opinion, but, whatevs. But, yeah, that makes it really – that's a tough D-line, especially Von Miller's kind of teaching him.
Yeah.
They might be good.
All in all, though, you're going to take Seattle?
I am going to take Seattle just because I trust them a little bit more, and
right.
I just don't trust Case.
I'm taking Denver by I'll go 3 points.
3 points.
Yeah, I mean it'll be a good game because Russell Wilson will always make a show out of it.
Yeah.
But it won't be if it's just him, then you're kind of screwed. I mean he needs some sort of help. He lost Jimmy Graham. I mean he's got Doug Baldwin out there. But,
yeah.
I mean how much will he do? Yeah, I don't see.
I think it's going to be a low-scoring game, but I think
I think it'll be mistakes.
Seattle's going to win.
When mistakes, I'm not saying turnovers, but I am saying just sloppy play.
I'm more. Yeah. No, I agree with that. I think it's going to be like a 16-10 game, like a lot of field goals, maybe 1 or 2 touchdowns.
Yeah. So you got Seattle, I got Denver. See how that one pans out. So now we're going to move into the night games.
Night game.
So we got one Sunday night game. It is Chicago at Green Bay.
NFC North.
NFC North showdown right here.
What I'm most excited to see about this game is Khalil Mack coming in.
I guess that's what everyone wants to see.
Yeah.
Khalil Mack and probably Aaron Rodgers come back and see him play too.
And with Jimmy Graham.
I want
to see that little connection they might have. Devontae Adams is poised to have a breakout year again.
Exactly. I mean, and the only thing is Green Bay doesn't have really a running back. So
they never have.
They never have it really.
I think last year they were playing a wide receiver at running back. Remember?
Yeah, they got Ty Montgomery, and wondering if he'll be starting for them, or they got Aaron Jones as well. But we'll see what happens. I mean, as fun as it's going to be watching Khalil Mack, I'm going to take the Packers all the way on this.
You got to take the Packers.
I mean, they're playing at Green Bay. Rodgers is going to come out with a chip on his shoulder.
Huge contract for him.
Yeah, he's got to go out there and show what is it, 134
I think it was 100 or 90 guaranteed.
Yeah, it was something ridiculous. But he's got to go out there and prove himself off that.
Well, yeah, prove that.
But he's already proved himself for so long.
Oh, of course. He's the best quarterback in the league.
He's the most athletic in the league and easily one of the best.
So we both think the Packers are going to take it. It's a pretty big line, actually. It's -8 for Green Bay.
I'll take the Packers by 2 touchdowns.
Who's the Chicago's quarterback? Kaiser?
It's Mitchell Trubisky.
Oh, I always say Deshaun. Yeah, it's Mitch Trubisky.
Mitch Trubisky.
I don't trust him at all.
I don't trust him either. I mean, he didn't really do much last year. We'll see if he picks up this year, but it just seems like he's a little slow seeing his receivers.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say.
It just takes him way too long to find his reads. And
his processes are slow.
Yeah, he's got a little bit more weapons around him, but it's more to be if he can get the ball to them at the right time with timing and everything. Gotcha. But, yeah, I'm taking Packers. You're taking Packers. Let's
move into Monday night.
We got a
so the first game, it's doubleheader. First game is New York Jets at Detroit.
This one, you got Sam Darnold making his first start as a Jet, just in the NFL actually. But I mean, it's gonna be you're playing at Detroit.
I think Matt Patricia's defense is going to come out with a little something.
They're going to go after him.
Yeah.
They're going to blitz him. They're going to fluster him. And when he was at USC, when Darnold was at USC, when he got blitzed, sometimes he would make throws that he probably shouldn't make.
Yeah.
He would just chuck it up there, or maybe he would try to force something in there. I could see I could see him, moving the ball down the field, but I could also see him throwing a couple interceptions, maybe a fumble too.
I think he's going to have some rookie mistakes.
He's going to have a hard night.
He's a young guy, dude. He's going to have some rookie mistakes, so I don't think the Jets really have a chance here. I think Detroit's going to win. They're a better team.
Yeah, I think Detroit will take this.
Their defense is going to have a good game, and I think Matt Stafford will show up. He always plays pretty well.
He does play pretty well, especially in front of his home crowd. I'll give the Lions this game I could see them win by 10.
And then the last game.
Are you taking Lions as well?
Oh, yeah. Definitely taking the Lions.
Right. So,
definitely
we can agree on that one. Lions will take this one.
And we'll head to the West Coast for the last game, and it's Rams or Raiders. Rams, I think, are going to be one of the better teams this year.
In the NFC, yeah.
And the Raiders are just kind of going through all that turmoil after losing Khalil Mack. John Gruden's still trying to put his philosophy on the team.
They just lost Martavius Bryant, too.
Well, yeah.
They cut him, and now he's facing suspension. That
was such a good move by the Steelers to get rid of him.
He just can't get his act together.
No.
So I think the Raiders are kind of in a free fall right now, and it's not good when you just got a promising head coach you thought, and now this is happening.
But I do trust Derek Carr. Jordy Nelson, I think they're going to have a nice little hookup this year.
Mm-hmm. What's the
even?
It's even.
It's a pick 'em. Yeah.
Wow. I would definitely go with the Rams on this one.
I think the Rams, after what they did last year, and now signing Aaron Donald again, I think they're going to be good.
They got Aaron Donald, Dominican Sue, Michael Brockers.
Didn't they sign Brandon Cooks, too, for a good amount?
They got Brandon Cooks for 5 years.
It's crazy how much money they have.
And they just picked up Aqib Talib, Marcus Peters. How do you have all this money to pick up all these guys?
They're the only team operating without a salary cap right now.
For real.
It's crazy how much people they picked up.
They must have some money saved up, but they made the right moves. The Rams, to me, are taking this one easily. I mean, it's in Oakland.
Agree.
It's in Oakland. So you got that hostile crowd.
I like McVay as an offensive coach as well.
I think the Rams will just dice up this defense. I mean, Oakland's defense is not that great, especially because they just lost Khalil Mack.
Yeah, it's going to be a big hole.
It's going to be a hard game for the Raiders to pull this one out. So I'm going to take the Rams.
I agree. I think the Rams are going to be one of the better teams in the league this year. That's why.
Yeah, I think the Rams will win by 10.
And they're going to start off the season with a good win.
Yeah, I'll give them up by 10 or maybe even 2 touchdowns. We'll see.
It's hard to play in Oakland, though. But
it is hard to play in Oakland. That's the thing.
I think they'll do just fine.
Yeah.
They might take them a quarter or two to settle in, just because Jared Goff is still a little young. I know it's his third year, but still.
Yeah.
So we'll see. But yeah, in the end, Rams have to take this one.
All right. Well, that wraps it up. Those are our Week 1 predictions of who comes out on top, who plays well.
We're signing off.
We are signing off. Thank you guys for listening.
Have a great Tuesday. Go watch Hard Knocks.
Yeah, go watch Hard Knocks and catch us next week.
Peace.